my steak. All right. So we have our steak here. I'm going to add my oil soon. But before I add my steak, if you remember, Yolanda, my garlic.
Right, your whole garlic cloves.
I didn't chop it up. I didn't do anything. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. So my oil's warmed up. I can hear it sizzling a little bit. I'm adding my garlic. Okay? My garlic is going to help flavor the pan.
Right.
And then I'm going to add my steak.
Okay.
Okay? So let's give this a few seconds. All right. So as well, I have my stove preheated.
Okay.
I apologize. My oven to 350.
Okay.
This is a pretty good size thick of steak. We're going to sear it for a few minutes on each side. We're going to finish it off. We're going to finish it off in the oven for another maybe 4 to 5 minutes because I want what? What's the best way to eat steak?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. Congratulations. I'm so happy you didn't say well done because I would just say, you know what?
We can't be friends.
If you said well done, that's it. I'll just be like, you know what? We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Okay. How do you know if you don't have a probe thermometer to know that it's medium rare?
I would not know. What's your tip?
All right. So there's a way to do it with your hands. Now, if you ever eat steak, I don't care who's watching this or doesn't watch this, your steak was probably touched by 2 to 3 different people.
Right.
Before it was served on a plate, okay? Because it's all by touch. Okay, it's all by touch. So they have our thing with the palm, all right, our hand, which is this, the muscle right here.
Okay.
All right. So starting with your thumb, if you fold it in, all right, the muscle here, that will be blue or rare.
Okay.
When you pull in here, your index finger here, that's going to be about medium.
Okay.
Your middle finger here, by touching that, is going to be about medium rare.
Okay.
After that, you get medium well. Chop off your pinky, because we don't do well done. We're not here to eat leather boots. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right. So, So we have our garlic, nice open. Remember, we're going to throw this in the oven. I'm going to let my steak go on top.
And always away from you, I'm watching.
I'm going to let that sear. All right. So what do you think I should be putting on next? I hope you can hear me because I know it's searing.
Salt?
And what else?
Pepper?
Pepper. Or how about this?
What's that? I can't see that.
It's like a steak spice.
Steak spice.
Fuck all that.
Okay.
We are not adding any salt or pepper.
No. Okay.
Okay? We will add, once we flip, some butter.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I'm going to teach you something. You can hear me okay, right?
Yes, definitely. Loud and clear.
Good. So, one thing you don't want to add. Right now, like you said, pepper. And you hesitate.
Okay.
You're like, oh, pepper, right? Okay. So, what's the purpose of pepper?
To give it a little bit more flavor?
Absolutely. So, if I was to add pepper right now, and then I flip it,
it would burn.
Am I adding flavor or would it burn?
It would burn.
Yes or no?
Yes.
What would happen?
Burn.
So do you want burnt pepper?
No.
It smells great on a grill though, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right? That smell, that burnt pepper smell. Well, we're not here to incense the beach and the barbecues in your backyard by burning pepper. We want to flavor this guy.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So, am I saying you don't add pepper? I never said that. I never said that. Okay, what about salt?
But salt won't burn, would it?
I'm asking a different. Why are we not adding salt?
I don't know.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let me just take a look at my guy here. All right, I'm just flipping my guy here. Now that I flip though, I will add
Butter.
butter. Okay?
Okay.
I bet it smells really great right now in there.
Ooh, you have no idea. Smells really good. Okay, I will get to the salt soon, but I have to do some basting right here. All right,
Okay.
where I'm adding. Okay, you can see that.
Right? So why do some chefs baste after?
I know, and that's fine. So my thing is, the way I was taught, is butter, when you're doing like this, it has that caramel smell and flavor. Okay? Now, another thing is, I never season the steak.
Right.
I'm only using the butter and the garlic. Okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do now is throw this in the oven, and I'm going to get back to the other topics I was talking about. Put that in there so I can start sauteing my mushrooms. Okay, so while this is warming up, so you understand the pepper, does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, now the part of the salt. Salt is a major in anything that we eat today, to desserts, not just everything savory. Okay,
Mhm.
even into for athletes, they need it in their
Baths.
Gatorade drinks and things like that, right? Okay.
It draws out moisture.
Wow, I'm so impressed. You are hitting every single of my questions on point. So if salt draws out moisture,
Okay.
why would you ever add salt in the beginning?
Okay.
You do want to have it what? Moist,
Moist,
juicy.
yeah. Juicy,
So why
tender.
would you add? So why would you add a thing of salt in the beginning? Does that make sense?
Right. Okay. I totally hear you.
Okay. So, and I'm talking about everyone. Again, to a friend of mine who worked with Gordon, I've seen it all the time, and I think they just do it because I don't think they do it at home, but I think they do it for television and the face. But I'm always trying to educate people. That's what I do in my cooking classes. So my thing is, why would you ever add salt in the beginning if it's going to draw any moisture where you want a juicy steak? So am I saying you don't add it at all? Absolutely not. Okay. And in my opinion, a good steak doesn't need any seasoning. If you spent $30, $40 on a nice piece of whatever, it shouldn't need anything. It's about the steak. All
Right.
these other things that we're adding is camouflage. It's all these other things that we're used to adding sugar to all our stuff and
Right.
fats, butters, and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna add my mushrooms here. Okay. So we will season the steak at the end. If that
Gotcha.
makes sense. Make sense?
Total. Yep. Makes total sense.
All right. So we're just gonna saute these guys, these creminis, a little bit. I'm gonna let that cook about halfway, and then we're gonna hit it up with some seasoning. And
Gotcha.
why not at the beginning? Why not at the beginning? Because most fruits, vegetables, proteins have natural salts and sugars. So I want them to release that. I want them to release their own sugars and salts before I add my own. So then it's not overpowerful.
Makes sense. Great tips.
Yeah. All right. Mushrooms don't take too long. It's already been smothered in our butter. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that with some salt and pepper.
So always season at the end. That's kind of what you're saying?
Or the more, it depends. Like, I mean, if you're doing tomatoes, like if you're doing like a tomato sauce takes more salt than almost anything else just to bring out the flavor, the natural flavor of that. But here with these mushrooms, they can just cook so quick, depending how you want it. I'm doing it about 3/4 of the way
Okay.
so that it really absorbs those flavors, and especially when I hit it up with a toss. Okay, and that's it. You take a look here. Our mushrooms are done.
Nice.
Okay, it's still cooking on the pan, and I'm going to turn the heat off. Okay, and that's it. I like my mushrooms like that because I like to chew into it that way. All right, so I'm going to bring my board here again. And our steak, I'm just going to take a peek. All right, let that go for another minute, two, and then we're good.
All right, so Chef, what are your up and coming events, plans in the near future?
You know what? I've been, even during COVID, I got very, very productive. I might start a second one or start working on my second one, but I'm one of those chefs that's been fortunate to be featured on almost every single television show network that we have here. And one of the questions that the producers always ask me is like, do you have a book? And my answer has always been, I'm not an author. I've never had the time. So when COVID hit, we were all told maybe a month in the beginning.
Yeah.
And when I knew that happened, I said, you know what? I think I should start. So my buddy of mine that we have a television show called Star Foodies with Christina. The host is Christina Vlahos. She's like, you know what? Do you want to do this? I'm like, okay. She's like, well, can we keep it related to what's going on right now? We were calling it back then the coronavirus. So we created a book.
That's awesome.
Called Cooking in Corona with 19 recipes, because with COVID-19, so we did 19 recipes.
Right.
We did it both half and half, and we did 19 recipes that can feed a family of 4 for under $10.
That's
because at
wicked.
that time, grocery stores lineups were around the block. There were hours. And I was trying to show people, hey, you have these things in your pantry and your fridge. Let me show you some different things that I know from traveling around the world, right? Because I travel, before this, 3-4 months of the year. And so I was like, I can show them 25 recipes, 50 recipes maybe, between the two of us. And he's like, well, it's 19, right?
Right.
So we did that. And I'm thinking about, if this is going to continue, I'm going to use my time and be productive to do a 2.0 or a volume 2.
So where can our audience purchase the book? Or...
Go on Amazon right now, and let me just pop this out. So another important thing about your steak, let it rest for a little bit. Okay, we'll let that rest for this size, maybe 5 to 8 minutes before I start cutting. Okay, so I just wanted to pull that out. But yeah, they can go on Amazon. They can find our book. It's under $10 US, and you got 19 amazing recipes that you probably never seen before or have, but with our twist. And again, some of them are $7 to feed 4 people.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah. And right now, again, we're looking at different ways if we have to bring our cooking class, because I do have a cooking school where I do everything from knife skills, sushi, Thai, Indian to cannabis, anything, anywhere starting from $45 to $150 a person. Very affordable for how much you want to be. 3 hours with me, one-on-one. And so our classes, we're thinking about probably doing it half the size now with COVID, just so people have their distance and space. If not, we're going to probably have to do it virtual. So we're just looking at different options of how we can do this. But I've been very fortunate where I've just been asked to work on some of the film sets with Netflix films right now. And I'm being a chef consultant and a food stylist with them too. So I'm actually in studio we haven't been shut down because the amount of ways that they've been doing things to keep everyone safe. Imagine 300 people on set, and we have our own medic teams and all that stuff. You got to do multiple tests a day to make sure it goes through. Yeah. So I've been fortunate in that way too.
Well, congratulations on Netflix.
And
all your information will also be linked in our site.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pull my steak over here.
okay.
In a few minutes there. So Yolanda, do you like steak?
I love steak. I'm a meathead, total meathead.
All right. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna bring my guy right over here.
That looks very juicy.
Right. So this piece, we're basically just gonna be cutting out on a bias.
Okay.
They really need to invent smell-o-vision.
Right, with all this 4D and everything, right?
Right.
That would be amazing if some of these juices can splash on screen and everything. That'd be amazing.
That looks perfect.
Okay, I think Sam's gonna want that piece for sure.
Being the cameraman.
Cameraman. Sam's getting hungry. All right, here we go. That's it. So I just have basically a bed of some kale snips, some potatoes, and quinoa. And here we go.
That looks awesome.
You got that okay?
I'm getting so hungry just looking at it.
And then again, we have our mushrooms that I'm gonna drizzle on top, that I'm gonna have with that later, and we'll eat. We'll enjoy. Why not?
That looks amazing, Chef.
No problem. No worries.
Right. So
Yeah.
thank you everybody for tuning in, and thanks Chef Russell and cameraman Sam.
All the information for Penthouse Catering will be on our website.
Yeah, make sure you check us out.
Yeah.
And we'll talk soon.
All right, Yolanda, you have a good night. Thank you so much for having us on
Stay safe.
the platform tonight. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Bye.
Bye.